All right, welcome back. This week on the OinkChing vlog, we're going to focus in on our expertise courses. You know, I do a lot of selling. In fact, we've got a couple of contracts that have been sent that are being reviewed, which is intimidating but exciting at the same time. Our LinkedIn page still is down, so I guess they're just not going to fix it ever. I don't know what's going on inside that company. But we don't get to stop building the product to sell the product. We got to keep building the product. Our roadmap for OinkChing is pretty epic. And we got to keep building on that roadmap, even though we are live. And one of the big things that we have to build on is our expertise courses. So this week, we're actually going to shoot the last portion of our third course called Designing a Career. And that's what we're going to do. And so we're going to talk about it. Deal? So putting these courses together is actually kind of a feat. So we start by researching. And I've spent years researching different topics. And we've got all this disaggregate research. You've got to source things. You've got to validate things. Everything we present, we want to be as accurate as possible. You're never going to be perfect, but you try to be as good as you can on the research side. And then you've got to write that into a script. You might be thinking, Drew, you don't use a script. I do. I write a script. I don't always follow the script, but I do write a script for everything that we shoot in the coursework. And that then leads to the shooting. And the big thing about shooting is not only do we have to pick a backdrop, set the lighting, set the sound, test all that, but then we have to hope a lawnmower doesn't go by. We had a day where literally it was police helicopters and like 100 police a block away, and that ruined a shoot because you can't shoot with police sirens in the background. Once we've done shooting, well, we got to produce all that. Got to edit it up. It's not all in material, right? Rob's got to pick the best parts. He'll talk about that a little bit later. And then you've got to post and embed. So there's a great deal that goes into any course that we build. We've got a bunch written. We've got 3 that are near completion or completed. So we're kind of halfway down, but our vision for this thing is huge. I mean, we have a lot of curriculum that we're going to build for the platform.
Look, we're recording today in the studio, and it's not finished. In fact, we haven't even started on it yet. But it reminds me where we came from. 2.5 years ago, Drew's basement. I had an old camera. It was a photography camera that did a little bit of video and cobbled together a couple lights that were not very good, and a microphone with the cable. You have to hold it or else it's static. It was bad, and I was not proud of the content we pushed out. But Drew was like, "Look, keep your eye on the prize. This is going to get us to where we need to be."
All right. So when I first began this whole idea of OinkChing, one of the motivations behind it was I did research into financial education, and I wanted to gather financial education that I was going to teach to my children. That was my initial motivation for this whole thing. And as I researched financial education, I was flabbergasted at what was available to me. It felt like the incentives were not lined up correctly, nor was the execution in alignment with what people desired. And ultimately what comes down with money and what's complicated about money is it's an adult problem. I mean, it's primarily an adult problem. And so teaching children who have no abstract engagement with money about money is sort of like, yeah, maybe I'll remember this, but I probably won't. Adults, on the other hand, we have real life tests. It's called the actual thing that we're doing in life. Maybe we have a job or a mortgage or a car loan, and it's not a test. It's an actual car loan for an actual car. And so we have the incentive to learn these things, but the resources available to us are just off. They're just off. So what have we done differently? Let me explain to you the business model behind the expertise courses. When you buy a course from us, you own it for life. But because we embed all of our own content, and our content's only found on our website, I keep looking over at our website, it's on my computer right there. Because we do that, we have the incentive to keep it up to date. We have the incentive to take down anything that's wrong, old, dated, not done as effectively as we wanted, and put up better content as we improve it. I have done a gobsmacking amount of research. And what I learned in research is that the more research I do, the more I realize how much more I can go in depth. There's like this limitless amount of information I want to provide, but you have to, at some point, formulate it and make it functional. And so we go to market, we build the most complete course we can, but no sooner do we post it as we begin to criticize it. And we actually never stop improving the curriculum, which means when you buy a curriculum from us on OinkChing, not only do you own it for life, meaning as long as we're in business and you're alive, you own the course, you never have to pay for it again, but we keep it up to date constantly. And that to me creates what I call education as an asset, which is the idea that I'm not only just buying something that I'm going to use to invest in myself, but I'm buying something that I can use to invest in myself for the rest of my life. That's super compelling. And then you consider the price points. Our goal of all of our price points is to make them so that you can basically make back your investment in 6 weeks after you buy the course. That's kind of how we set our prices. that's pretty epic. It would be the product that I went searching for 4 years ago that I didn't find. That's kind of the gist of all that. That's how that works. There's the business side of this whole thing.
Where we are today is just so amazing. I'm recording right now in 4K on a proper camera with a nice lens, and we've got the lights and the modifiers, and we've got the microphone up here, and we got the proper post-production, and things are really humming along, and really proud of the content that we're producing. But we don't want to stop right there. We decided a long time ago we want to produce the best financial literacy content anywhere. And just today I got a note back from our animator that she finished a video that we had done on mortgages, and she set some animation to it, just takes it next level stuff, taking it to the next level. And we're constantly looking at ways like, how can we incorporate more cinematic touches, more gimbals, more drones, more on-location shooting? What can we do to really take this stuff? Look, we don't want to stop it like, well, that's YouTube quality. YouTube quality is great. We want to be better than that. Look, I'll be honest with you. Let me say it like this. There's times when I'm recording with Drew, and I get the headphones on, and he's talking, and I hear things, and I'm like, why have I never heard that concept before? And I'm taking notes, and I'm applying these concepts that I'm hearing from Drew, and I'm like, this is amazing. My finances, well, I'm certainly not getting rich in any, but I'm understanding money better. I'm having financial peace, which is such an amazing thing to have. So look, I know the content's there. My job is to take something good. Broccoli's good, but it doesn't taste good. I'm supposed to take something good and put my creative spin on it and make it soulful and palatable to you, the audience. So it's something you can apply in your life, and it's gonna take you to that place of financial peace, that next level, that breakthrough. So anyway, we are super excited where things are headed. Content is at a good level. And I'm gonna kick it over to Ted. He's gonna give you one of those technical TED Talks. So you enjoy that. All right.
So what I'm working on right now is progress tracking for the expertise courses. Drew came to me and said, you should be able to do that in about a day, right? So no, it's gonna take a little longer than that. But what that will do is when you log in, you'll be able to see what lessons you've already completed, which ones you have started and not finished, and also you'll have a percentage of progress you've made it through the expertise course, so you have something to work towards. Alongside that, we'll have supplementary material downloads for a lesson or course-wide download. That'll be either a cheat sheet or a guide or maybe spreadsheets with formulas pertaining to the topic that you're covering. Additionally, on the security side, we're doing activity logs that shows when a user logs in, what IP address it was from. That way, if someone's trying to get into your account, we can see that it's not where you live. Maybe it's a foreign attacker, and we can ban those IPs and keep the platform safe.
So you just heard from Rob and Ted. It takes a lot to put even just the expertise portion in place. And you might say, Drew, I can get free education in places. And I could say, yeah, but have you looked at the free education? The stuff that we offer for free to you blows out of the water everything that's offered by everybody else. Okay, I'm not being very humble. I'll say it rivals the best of what's out there. What we give away for free, it's not free. The Banks and Credit Union sponsor you, they actually pay for that content. But it's free to you, rivals anything that's out there. I'm being humble. It's better. No, it rivals. It's as good. No, it's better. But here's the deal. The expertise stuff is far more in depth than what you're gonna find anyplace else. And we bring things out and they're at the lowest price point they're gonna be. And then as we improve them, we increase the price point. So we bring out something that's complete, in depth, good, but we recognize right away, it's like, oh, but there's so much more we could say. Let's say that, but let's bring that out and grow it over time. That means the price points increase. You buy something now, you own it for life. Done. So that's kind of the idea behind the expertise course. And you can get kind of a blurb of this. If you go to the website, go to the page, there's a video there, you can get a blurb. You kind of get the basic points all over it again. We've got a career course coming out. It's our third course coming out. And then what's in the works is a owning a home course, which covers not just buying, but thinking about whether you should buy, then the act of buying, then the finance options, and then the maintenance options. So it covers like total cost of ownership, home buying. It's pretty epic. That's in the works. So is an investing course. So after this career course that's coming out very shortly, will be these two other major courses. And then there's a pretty healthy little library there in the expertise section. So I would jump on that. I mean, if you're like, hey, I like where this is going, buy it now when it's cheap, because when we end beta, all the prices are gonna jump to retail and they're gonna stay there. And they're only gonna go up because it's only gonna get better, and that's kind of the business behind the curtain. I'm excited. I think the course is really cool. I'm really proud of them. I go back and rewatch myself and I'm like, oh, I'm so smart. I've forgotten half the things I've said, but I watch myself and I think, oh, you're so smart, so handsome. These are the things I assume other people are thinking too, right? Right? Right?